Disclaimer: I am not, nor have I ever been, a therapist, psychologist, or psychiatrist. Mental health is a serious and complex topic. Please seek help from a real mental health specialist if you are struggling. Everything you see here are the suggestions and words of a layman, not a professional. I am not responsible for anyone who takes this advice in lieu of real medical professionals. Thank you.
Are you the old man in the park?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. I was getting ready to move on down to the Cluckenbill because there weren't nobody showing up.
I'm here. I'm here to talk to the old man.
Fair. Well, so today I was talking about mostly just history stuff, but is there anything in particular that you want to hear about?
Do you know anything about dinosaurs?
Some stuff. Most of the dinosaur stuff I know about is mostly about how just freakishly long that period of time was. Because people don't think about it, but like, most of the dinosaurs that we think about and associate with one another is actually something like a few 100 million years apart, ain't it?
That's true.
Yeah, I think something like a T-Rex and then the Carnosaurus thing. Them things was like 300 million years apart. Same with like a Stegosaurus. And the Spinosaurus, the one everybody knows. I think they was also...
Stegosaurus. With the little plates.
Yes,
They're so cute.
they are. They're huge, by the way.
Do you think we'd be able to ride one?
Probably,
Like, if
honestly.
we had one, could you ride it?
More than likely. The only thing is they said that they probably shook their back like a lot whenever they was threatened. So I imagine it'd be harder than hell to get them to ride. But people ride elephants too, so, you know.
Is the elephant like a modern day, like, dinosaur?
I mean, if you think about the size of them, sure. Only thing is that they ain't got like the lizard brain where they can't think about three things together. So the elephants be a lot smarter, so probably make them a little more dangerous in a way. Maybe less. Be like trying to tame a rhino.
What
Cause
are
that's,
those people doing over there? Do you know?
oh
I
yeah,
walked over there and I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, are you the old man in the park? And they said no.
yeah, no, they celebrating one of their friends getting engaged.
Ew.
Yeah.
Pass.
Let's see, what else did I have thinking? Oh yeah. So what you know about the whole thing with the Buddhism stuff?
Buddhism?
Yeah.
It's like a thing where, you pray to the fat guy.
Yeah. So I mean, in a way. So something interesting about all that. There was something about 1000 AD. There was this group of fellers that came in from China down to Japan. And they brought over this thing called Judo Buddhism. Judo Buddhism.
Bushido?
No, Judo. Jodo, but it has like the J has a weird little thing over top of it. And it's about like
Dodo.
yeah, basically. So this feller, he brought this over from China, and he got real ostracized for it, because what it was is this is like 1100. So, this when it's like Dark Ages type stuff. He brought this over, and then it was one of the first times that they was allowing women into church over there. And people was not having women and laymen be a part of the church, so they killed him. But his teachings stayed around.
Shit.
Yeah. And they ended up...
Buddhism's like peace, right? It's like the peace and the
it's...
gratitude.
In a way, it's like self-actualization. It's about being true to yourself and then getting into heaven through embracing the teachings of contentment and clarity and that's how you get into heaven. It's like clearing your soul of sin and shit like that.
What if it's not real?
Oh, what if it's
What
not?
if there's just nothing?
That's just sad. But
What if we do all of this and at the end there's just nothing?
yeah, well, we'll never know till we get there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so no need to worry about it till then.
that's true.
Yeah. I mean, whatever it's gonna be, you can't change that. So might as well live the best life you can now and then worry about it whenever you get to it, you know?
What do you do when your soulmate dies? How do you keep going?
Well, what I did was I just kind of kept living life best I can.
Does your soulmate die?
Yeah, my wife died a few years back. But, you know, there's things that happen in your life that you can't change. So there's a lot of things that a man can change about the world, but the past ain't one of them. So you just gotta
Ain't
accept
that the truth?
exactly. So you just gotta keep moving on ahead and move on toward things that you can control, right? You can control how you live out your life now, who you talk to, who you spend your time with, and then the goals that you have for yourself. So might as well
Yeah.
just work with them. And if you lose that person that cares about you all that much, then they're gonna want you to keep pushing for them goals. I mean, that want and that trust from them don't go away, you know?
That's true. I think he'd be very proud of me now to see where I'm at.
Yeah, there you go. Think of it like, you know, best way I think of things like a future and moving on ahead is making small goals for yourself that you can achieve for sure. So that way it builds up to something that brings you along. Because think of it like this. If I was to set you in front of, let's say, a 22-story building, and I told you, all right, your goal is you're going to be to the top of that. You got to climb all them stairs and got to get to the top. That's going to suck, isn't it?
Oh, I suck ass. There's so many flights.
What if I told you instead, like, all right, go up 3 flights of stairs. And then you did 3 flights of stairs and you succeeded, so you felt good about it. And then I said, okay, do 4 flights of stairs. So you did 4 flights of stairs. You succeeded and you felt good about it. And you keep doing that till you get to the top. It's a lot easier on you, you know?
Yeah.
It makes the goals a lot more attainable. Don't feel like it's such a struggle no more.
I think it's bad, like, when your soulmate dies. And then you think it's bad to try to move on
No,
and, like,
because
love someone new.
not at all. Think about it. If it's your soulmate, right? So somebody that unconditionally loves you and wants you to be as happy as possible, right? Would it really make them happy to know that you was sitting and wallowing and suffering and mourning and not actually moving on with your life? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, they'd want you to be happy. So what would make you the most happy?
If he was alive.
Well, the things that would make you most happy that's possible right now. Things you can affect.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my husband died a couple years ago, and he was my soulmate. And then an old friend came to town. We hit it off really well. We've known each other for so long, even before I knew Jerry. And then we started dating, but it's just part of me feels like I'm doing something wrong. Am I doing something wrong?
No, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just, it's a part of you knows where you stood, right? Where you had this faith in a person that you was going to be faithful to that person for the rest of your life. But then that person's gone now. They somewhere else. They're not able to be a part of your life no more. And there's not a damn thing you can actually do about it anymore.
Yeah.
That said, there's something you can do, and that's you can choose to live your life the best you can. And if that person that you're dating right now makes you happy, then you might as well pursue that.
He does make me happy. There's just still a part of me that feels like I'm doing something wrong.
I think that's fair though, because it just means that you really did care about that person. You did feel like they were going to be there forever. But not everything's
I
going to
really
be like
did.
that.
I didn't think he was gonna die on me.
Yeah. Sometimes it just sneaks up on you. My wife died of heart failure.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It is what it is. She knew what was going on. We knew she was at a risk for it.
Yeah.
Ain't much we can do to go back in time and try to fix that, or
That's true.
change the times that you spend with somebody. But now you just got the rest of your life you got to move on with. Take me for example. I wallered away for a long time. I didn't do anything. I just sort of let myself get consumed by being upset, right?
Yeah.
But as time's gone on, I've seen my family move on, go ahead with their lives, succeed, press themselves up. My friends have all gone on, done what they can, and they've moved into worlds that they can succeed in, and people are still sad from time to time, but they're living their lives. And then I found out, one of my sons told me about how there was still somebody that, we thought had passed away a long time ago. Turned out she's still alive. And so I dedicated time and effort into actually coming and finding her. And I found her here. And
Oh my
she's,
god.
yeah, she's happy, damn successful. Yeah, I got to listen to her sing for the first time yesterday. There's a lot
Your
that
daughter? Was your daughter or your family member?
my niece,
Your niece.
yeah, she, back whenever she was real little, we was told that her and her mama had passed away together.
Oh no.
Yeah, but turns out her daddy just had been hiding her away.
That's awful.
Yeah, he was not a very good man. But after I figured out that she had been, hidden away, and we found out a little bit more about her, I went and hunted the man down, and we had a long and very long and detailed conversation about what had gone on and where she was. And, I was able to come out here and see her for the first time.
That's good.
Yeah,
Doing okay?
she's doing fantastic. She's doing better than she ever could have without, with staying with that piece of shit. So I think in the end, he did her a favor more than anything.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens like that.
I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of stuff where you can look at it and go, I regret not knowing or not doing or, not acting in this way, or even like there's stuff that I could have, that makes me sad even though there's nothing I can do about it now. But instead of me just wallowing in pity about, my family being gone or not knowing what happened to my niece this whole time, and, her having to go through some pretty nasty stuff. Instead, I'm going to just enjoy the time I have with her now. Get to watch her succeed, grow up, do good things,
It's honestly the best way to look at it.
Yeah,
Pretty good way to look at it.
it's how you should honestly look at what you got going on right now. There's,
Yeah. I care about him a lot. It's funny because when I first met my late husband, the first time he ever hit on me, I was not having it. And he just kept doing it so many over and over and over. And then he reminded me so much of an old friend of mine. His name was Tyler. And I was like, God, he reminds me so much of him. And I missed him because he was a good friend of mine. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll be like hanging out with my old friend again. I'll give him a chance. And so I did. And he ended up becoming my soulmate. And now, years later, I see Tyler again after years. It's been damn near a decade. He was laying it on so thick. I'm just like, Tyler, I'm damaged goods. You don't want to deal with this after Jerry died. But he told me that he doesn't want to replace Jerry. He just wants to make a new chapter with me. It's pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing right there. I think there's a lot to love about that. It seems like this Tyler feller is a really nice person, huh?
He is. He's really great.
I'm really happy for you then. Gotta think about it. You got to meet two amazing people in your life. Two genuinely amazing people.
You know, I always thought about it that a lot of people never get to experience the type of love that I had with Jerry. And so I'm actually very fortunate to have at least experienced that because a lot of people never will.
Yeah,
I guess, you know, when I'm on my deathbed one day, I can look back and say, at least I loved fiercely and I met my soulmate.
exactly. You got to experience the time that you had with them, and that'll always be somewhere that it can never be taken away from you, and that's in your mind, in your memories. No matter how much time passes and what goes on, you still have them.
That's true. Think about him every day.
It gets easier. Doesn't go away, but
Yeah.
it does get easier.
Yeah. I hope so.
You know, you talking about when you first met your husband. When I first met my wife, she signed my shirt because she thought I was a fucking fan.
Oh, was she like a famous person?
She was doing. She's a wrestler.
Oh,
Yeah,
badass.
yeah. I used to go to her shows all the time, but I didn't know she was a wrestler at the time, so I was just wondering why in the hell this lady was signing my fucking clothes. Because I was just coming up with,
Funny.
yeah, I was just trying to come up and be like, hey, I'll get you a drink. And then she was like, oh, thank you so much. Here, let me sign your shirt. And then she signed it. And I was like, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? He was like, what do you mean, why? It's like, you, I like this shirt. She's like, you don't know who I am? It's like, no. I just wanted to come over here and talk to you. She's like, oh shit. I'm sorry.
That's actually really adorable.
Yeah, she's fantastic. It was great being able to stay with her so long. I ended up having
How
4
long were you
kids.
guys together?
Shit, let me see. I think we first got married after I'd already been married once, and I think I got divorced back when I was about 24, 25. So she passed away about, I met her probably just before I turned 30. So a little over 20, 24, 25 years.
Oh my God, I don't know how you're not broken.
Well,
I had 6 years with Jerry before he died.
I think what it is that I get to think about, you know, I get to see her and my kids and my grandkids. You know, I get to see her, how she affected my life, how she affected theirs. And then, you
Yeah.
know, I get to know and remember every great moment that we ever had, every bad moment becomes a funny moment. Every moment that I always thought of that was just kind of goofy or even sometimes annoying when she had pestered the shit out of me just becomes a good memory instead. You know?
Yeah. I think about him every time I break a traffic law.
There
He
you
was a
go.
cop. And he would always pull me over and give me traffic tickets, even though I was his wife. He said, ain't nobody above the law. So anytime I ran a red light and he caught me, he'd give me a ticket.
That's funny.
Every fucking time. Reminds me of Tyler a little bit because he said he would do the same.
Are you also a police officer?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Guess I got a type now.
Yeah, it seems so. Got a thing
Yeah,
for
we're
the.
friends like it was so long ago. He was a cop all the way back then. I never really even thought of him like that. Everybody's like, why didn't you guys date back then? I'm like, well, I was married when I first knew him. I was with my third husband back then. And I'm a loyal person. When I'm in a relationship, I'm not fucking around. So I just didn't
Know how that is. It never even crosses my
really,
mind.
didn't really think of him like that. I just always really enjoyed our friendship. Like we had a great friendship. He was very helpful. I used to run a business with my mother, and there would be, some fuckery would happen at our business, and he would come down and always take care of it. And if we ever needed anybody trespassed, he would handle it. If we ever needed any help from like the police for things, he would handle it. It was nice.
Yes. I mean, I know how that is too, because every time I've been in a relationship or I know somebody else that's in that relationship, I never have like any kind of feelings toward them individuals outside of it. Where it's like I don't even think of them in that way. If that makes any sense.
Same. Yeah, that's why I never thought of him like that, because he and I have known each other for so long, and we were just always friends. He was always a very good friend of me and my family.
I feel like that makes for the best relationships, though, right? Somebody you can call your best friend as well as somebody that you love.
Yes. He told me he loved me the other day.
That's good.
I almost shit myself.
uh, just
I straight almost shit myself.
just panicked.
100%
Wait,
straight panic.
you just weren't ready for it, or it just all hit you in the gut all at once?
It all hit me in the gut all at once because he is a really good person. I was having a very, very bad day the other day, and he just kind of like talked me off the ledge. And he was very, very kind about it, and very like just almost too kind about it. And I was like, "Can you stop being right and just like let me be mean and mad?" And he's like, "No."
That's great. That's fantastic.
Maybe I do love him. I don't know. And part of me feels like, is that wrong? Is that wrong to love somebody new?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, if you genuinely do love that man, then you should say so. I think that'd be a healthy thing. Not just because, it'd be something that I think he'd enjoy hearing. I think it would help you out a lot too. Because then it doesn't feel like you're hiding it, right? It's something that you
Yeah.
can announce proudly. Say it with your chest,
Oh, Jerry used to say that to me. You used to say with your chest, pussy.
There you go.
Funny
Take
you
that
mentioned.
advice.
Funny you mentioned. I take that. I believe in signs. Is that stupid? Like sometimes I feel like there's signs that tell you like you're going in the right direction. I feel like that you saying that just kind of made me think maybe I am going in the right direction here.
Well, the only person that can decide what direction you're going in and what direction is the right direction is you.
That's true.
There's no, I don't believe in like fate or anything like that. I believe that this world, this life, everything about it is what you make it. It's all up to your own drives, your own wants, your own needs. So, if you want something or you feel something or you have something, it's up to you to pursue it. I think right now what you're at is you're scared of.
Horrified.
And I think that's fair, honestly.
I'm horrified.
It's a scary ass thing. And I don't think you're in the wrong for being scared at all. I think it's completely fair. So, whenever it comes down to it, though, the best way to move on from being afraid, from taking all this and bottling it up and whatever, is just accepting what is going on, what's happening, how you feel, how your friend there feels about you, and how things have gone on. You just gotta accept it. And it's gonna be hard, and you're still gonna think about, your ex-husband Jerry. He's gonna be in your mind for a long time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he said that to me the other day. He was like, "Look, Quimbly, I'm not trying to replace Jerry, and I know that he was a huge part of your life, and I'm never ever going to be upset that you talk about him because he was a big part of your life. Like, but I'm not going to be mad about it if you talk about him. I'm just gonna make you happy and to start a new chapter with you.
Exactly.
That's all I want." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I appreciate that because there really is no replacing your soulmate.
No, I don't think you gotta think about it being a replacement neither. You're not replacing anybody. They still got a spot in your heart. It doesn't go
Always
away.
will.
Yeah. It's not a replacement. It's just a new addition to your life, a new chapter. It's not, like when you're reading a book. Just because somebody in that book doesn't show up in the next few chapters doesn't mean that they're being replaced in the book. It just means that their story's done. You got new stories and new adventures to go on.
That's true. Sometimes I feel like it's like I put part of myself in a box, and like for a very long time, even just how I'm talking. I'm from Kentucky. I'm a Kentucky gal. But all these years of living in the big city and being away from there, it's like I don't even get in touch with my roots really anymore till I drink. I've been drinking a little today, so the accent comes out when I'm
I
a
also
little
tend
drunk.
to
But then part of
tend to
me
draw
is
it out of
like,
people too. I understand. It's all
yeah,
good.
like part of me sits here and wonders, why do I try to suppress myself so much? Why do I try to like get rid of my own accent? Because it's a part of my life I'm so scared of. Like, why do I do that?
Think of it like this. So, you know what anxiety is, yeah? Like what it
Oh,
really is.
100%. Mm-hmm.
You know why we have it?
I'm a psychiatrist, so yeah.
Okay. So, you
Trauma.
understand, yeah, you understand the whole thing about like the story with the tiger and the white tree at the lake, right? It's an
The
old
what?
analogy. So there's an old analogy about trauma and about anxiety and about that I learned a little while back where, where it comes from originally is that you stumble onto a tree, you're going to get some water from a little pond or a lake or whatever, and then a tiger jumps out of that tree, a white tree, and it scares the bejesus out of you. So you run away, you get
Yeah.
away, you fight, whatever. You survive that incident. So next time you see that tree, you see that kind of situation, you freak out, right?
Yeah.
So what it's probably got to be, just from my thinking, is that every time you hear yourself talking that way, or you have those reminders of somebody or of something, you know, you're afraid you're gonna run into it again, so you hide.
Damn, you ever thought about becoming a therapist?
For a little while, but I don't know. I'm not really good
Deep,
about school.
deep, real shit right there. You ain't wrong. There's a lot about my past that I've been running from for a very long time.
Yeah,
And I
there's
think that's one of those things is Jerry finally made me feel like I didn't have to run anymore. Because I felt like I was constantly looking over my shoulder like all the time, just waiting to get caught for something. And eventually I did. And I did my time. And I went back to med school and I changed my life. And that was all because of Jerry. Because he showed me that I can live a life without having to run all the time, without having to look with my head over my shoulder, just constantly trying to run from something. And so I really, sought out and finished schooling and got my degrees and my MDs, and I fucking did that shit.
hell yeah.
Maybe I just need to keep going and not. I don't know. I feel like Jerry would want that. When I think about it, like, I think he would want me to keep going. He always used to, like, make fun of me in, like, a cute way whenever I would get shit-faced and my accent would come out. He's like, "Oh, there she is. There she is." And I'm like, "Stop."
Y'all know something that
He's like, "How
helps
come you
me?
don't ever talk like that?" And I'm like, "Well, because I just don't, okay?"
It's something that helps me. It ain't for everybody, so, you know, grain of salt with this one. I like to think of things in a really kind of logical sense of the way, where I break everything down to its most basic form, right? Like stuff
Mhm.
that stresses you out, or why does this bother me so much, or something like that. Instead of trying to attack an issue where it's like, you know, I'm trying to just force myself to not care or whatever, what I'll do is I'll break it down like, okay, let's say there's, I don't know, a movie or just something easy for me to kind of break down and make a sense of this.
Mhm.
Instead of sitting there thinking, man, that thing's scary, I'm going to watch this movie over and over again until it don't scare me no more. I go, okay, here's the basic idea of what this actually is. This is a group of people got together and said, what would be spooky? What would make people upset? And then they started writing things down and drawing things on storyboards. And as I break it down like that, at its most basic way, it doesn't have anything behind it anymore. It's just different acts and ideas that somebody had to elicit an emotion. And then it no longer feels upsetting no more. And so I kind of attribute that to situations of, like, you know, going through some of the harder stuff in my life. You know, what was actually going on in the world at this time? Why was this person acting this way? Why did I act this way? Well, the truth of it is that this person was, you know, going through this, and they was probably thinking of this, and this is why they were acting that way. And that answer may not be a nice one, but I can understand it at the very least. And it makes it a lot less scary than just, I don't understand, I don't know. Because I think fear of the unknown is where most people get tore up. I think that's, if you don't have an understanding of something, that's whenever it starts to stress you out, scare you.
Yep. 100%.
I mean, think about it. You said you gone into psychology, right?
I'm a psychiatrist.
Yeah. So you can break down to the extent of, like, well, I'm anxious in this moment. Well, what it might be is that I'm having these elevated like chemicals in my head because I'm going through a situation that reminds me of this. So my brain's going through this reaction, and it's doing this reaction because I'm having this memory. Well, am I actually going through anything like that, or am I just thinking I am? You can kind of ground yourself in the world as it is for a fact instead of what your stresses are trying to tell you is happening. If it-
Yeah. It's like I know why, and then I don't want to listen to it. Because when it's anybody else but me, I can listen to it and I can understand it and I can analyze it, right? If I'm doing therapy with someone or I'm doing a session. But then when it's myself, of course I'm not going to listen.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that hiding thing I was telling you about, you know? You don't want to believe something, so you hide away from the truth of it.
Yeah.
I think the first part of getting better with anything is just being honest with yourself.
That's true. Yeah, there was me and Tyler were talking the other day and I just was honest with him and said, "Hey, I'm going to be 100% with you right now." And I just explained everything. And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, let me be honest with you." And then we just put it out on the table. We put everything out on the table. We talked about it. And it felt good. Not going to lie. You know, we both were just honest. I told him how I felt. And everything was good.
And you know what they call that?
Yeah.
Healthy, healthy communication. Good
I'm a
communication.
big, firm believer in communication because I feel like a lot of people don't do it.
I agree with
A lot of
that.
people just don't do it. I've seen too many like emotional relationships with my friends where they just don't. They don't do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the please just tell me what's actually bothering you right now, and I will work with you to fix it type of thing. But
Yeah.
they're scared to, probably because of previous things that they gone through or whatever. But even still, that's something that's just got to be overcome with time.
Yeah.
I hope I'm making sense with a lot of this stuff. I'm
It makes 145%. And I think it's exactly the things that I've needed to hear lately because even though I'm a psychiatrist, everybody needs to vent somehow. And even if like I talk to some of my coworkers and the people I work with at the hospital, it's like it's different because they see you every day.
yeah,
So it's kind of nice to just talk to somebody who has no biased opinion of me and doesn't know. It's how I can tell the reaction's more genuine.
yeah. I mean, like I ain't got no ulterior motive of trying to like mess with any of your ideas or anything. Like
Exactly.
I mean, hell, that's why I like going to therapy places because you know the therapist or whatever they don't have any actual like you know part of my actual personal life or whatever. So
Yep.
everything I can tell them just bold faced and be completely honest about it and not be worried about like, you know, oh Lord, I don't actually like this person. It's going to get back around to them and then I'm going to have a horrible conversation with somebody about a thing that pissed me off and now it's becoming a whole drama bullshit as opposed to just talking to somebody and being able to get it into a conversation and then them being able to dissect that whole thought process and kind of help me understand it better and what's going on.
I feel that. I feel that.
I
This
wish
was very
I.
helpful. This was so damn helpful.
I'm glad I
Just
could
sit in the
help.
park and just talk to people all the time.
I just talk to people that I run into, honestly. I was thinking about doing this because my friends keep telling me to come down here and then do like a history talk so I can make some money or something. Because
Yeah.
I did a lot of research in the history. For a long time, I wanted to be a history professor.
Okay.
And I mean, I guess that's technically still on the table. I could still go to college and do all that, but I just don't want to do fucking school. I hate it.
After getting my MDs, my psych degree, fuck that shit. I'm not going back.
Well,
I'm done. I'm done.
that's what I did for what felt like a huge click of my fucking military career. Was nothing but having to learn more and more bullshit under more and more stressful situations and more ridiculous fucking words and verbiage and specifics. Get up at this time, study for this amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
It just drove me fucking insane. I don't like it. I just want to be able to go in and do whatever the fuck I want when I want. And I feel like that.
I feel that.
Exactly. Especially whenever it was to a point where I couldn't even decide if I wanted to go take a shit. Like, you know how fucking ridiculous that is whenever you're a grown-ass adult and then you gotta ask somebody to go take a dump?
Yeah, fuck that. Hell
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it's stupid. So,
It's a mess.
I think that's kind of what colored me a lot. Probably why I didn't ask for help for so much stuff and why it really fucked up my prospects later in life. So, you know, that's why I'm trying to do better now.
Same. I did a lot of shitty things for a lot of years. And I feel like me going back to school, finishing up my degree, getting my MD, becoming a doctor, studying psych. I wanted people to be in a better position than I was and to do better things than I did. I figured it's kind of like my way to pay back society for all the bad things I did.
I think it's a
Kinda me
noble
just
thing.
making up for that, because I started med school when I was younger. I was damn near finished. I was about a year out from finishing, and I got caught up in the wrong shit, hanging out with the wrong crowd. Life went downhill from there. Granted, I did meet some wonderful people that have changed my life, and are still people that if I don't even know where they are now, but if I ran into them, they would be family to me with open arms. But just some of the things I did in that life, I'm just not proud of. So I figure after so many years of this, I told Jerry, look, I think I want to stop doing this. And I need to turn my life around or I'm going to die. And he supported me every step of the way. Came with me when I went to med school in Japan and worked there. I was in school. I finished. I did my psych stuff. I finished there. He stayed with me the whole time.
That's amazing. Genuinely. Like, not even... That's...
Yeah.
You know what that is, though? Something
Huh.
that we've been talking about for a little while now. That was you being honest with yourself. I mean, look
Yeah.
how far you were able to go just being honest with how your life was going, looking at it, not hiding from it. You were able to go in and then pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and do what you needed to do to be a better person and to have a better prospect for the rest of your life. It just shows that being true to yourself and accepting the things that are going on and then going in with an idea of what you want to change, what you want to improve, how you want to build your life and what you want to make your life into, and how that'll help you. You've already done it once. You got that second chance to do it again. See,
That's how I thought of it. Is I could have been dead by now, truthfully. I mean, my health was not in good condition. About 7-8 years ago, I was not in a good place. So the fact that I was able to turn it around and I'm relatively healthy now, I don't have to worry about my high blood pressure. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Well, maybe now, because all the fucking burgers, there's no fucking lettuce to eat around here.
don't forget all the fried fucking chicken too.
All the fried food we're eating. Like, I mean, I might have to go get checked for heart disease now, but
Amen.
I mean, at
Yeah.
least it's not because of the drugs. I got sober. It's not because I'm out there wheeling and dealing anymore. if I'm sick, it's just because it's something I can't help because there's no goddamn salads.
Actually, you know, that's something I do eventually want to do. Not to derail or nothing, but that's something I do want to do eventually is start up a food truck. I want to make pupusas.
Ooh.
I like pupusas. El Salvadorian food is delicious.
That would be really good.
Yeah, do something like pupusas with salsa or something like that. You just scoop them fuckers in it.
Oh, some good Mexican food is just like, I miss it.
Amen. Sorry, I got hooked on talking about food there.
Oh, it's okay. I love food. It soothes the soul.
Well, I'm glad I was able to give you something that you could work with.
I don't think you understand how much this helped. It's kind of exactly what I needed today of all days. This is the first wedding I went to today without Jerry. I drank the entire time. I wore his favorite color because I missed him. And we used to go to every wedding. We both hate weddings. When we got married, we just got eloped because we both hate weddings so much. So we went to Vegas. We got eloped for a weekend. We had a wild weekend. Best weekend of my life. And so I wore his favorite color today. And I went to this wedding alone because Tyler's not around today. He's sleeping in the trailer. So I definitely feel like I was meant to have this conversation today. It dropped into my lap when I needed it.
I'm glad I got to talk to you.
What was your name again?
My name's Willis, but everybody calls me Willie or Pepaw. What's your name, miss?
I'm Quimbly.
Nice to meet you, Quimbly.
Everybody calls me Q.
Nice to meet you. I'm glad I could help with something. I know I'm not the brightest in the world or the
Definitely
most
did.
educated or nothing, but, you know, I've gone through quite a bit and I've seen quite a bit, and if I can pass on some of the stuff I learned the hard way, then make things a little easier for somebody else, you know, I'll try.
It's kind of how I see it. That's why I went into psych. Because
There
I've
you
been
go.
through a lot mentally, physically, and emotionally that I feel if I can help somebody become even a fraction better than what I had to deal with, then I'll feel okay at the end of the day.
I don't have to affect a lot of people's lives. I just gotta affect someone's life for the better in some kind of way. And then I think that's how I know I've done good.
Same. That's something Jerry used to say. Because when we first met, I was a criminal, and I didn't talk to cops. I didn't want anything to do with them. That's why he kept hitting on me for months on end, and I kept telling him to fuck off because he was a cop.
Please
He's like,
post
you
her.
trying to get me killed? I'm not trying to talk to you.
Post her.
He was like, no one was gonna kill you. Just give me a shot. I'm like, no, fuck you.
I don't know how
Finally, I
to.
did.
Can you do
I
a
said,
shout
fuck
out?
it. I'll give you a shot. Fine.
Thick, I don't know if you know how to do that, but can
And
you
he
give
always
her a
used to
shout
say,
out?
Quimbly, I'm not trying to change the world's mind. I'm just trying to change one person's mind. It's like if I can just change one person's mind about a cop and have them see me as a person and not just a robo cop that just arrests people, then you know.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to think about something real quick. I understand what you mean though about. I mean, I don't even know what to say no more. I'm trying to think about what it will mean to be through that, but honestly, I think you got me more thinking about my kind of situations too. I mean, it may not seem like it, but I do appreciate just talking to you because I'm able to kind of see where my stresses and stuff are too and bounce it off of you in a way, even if it don't seem like it. So I do appreciate it, being able to just talk to anybody about this kind of stuff.
I mean, if you've ever thought about being a counselor, you come see me at the hospital.
Shoot, I might take you up on that.
I do all the hiring. So I think you could definitely help some people with this.
I mean, I try. I hope anything that I've said isn't wrong.
No, see, I'm the kind of person where I would rather somebody keep it real with me 100% and like lay it out on the table and not bullshit me. Because even if it's going to hurt to hear or it's going to be hard to hear, I would rather know the truth than to have somebody like try to blow smoke up my ass, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. I had to learn the hard way something. You probably definitely know what this is. I had to learn emotional intelligence through a long fucking process, and so it's just been something that I think about more often than I think most people probably do. Jesus Christ. Well, thank you.
Yeah. I feel
I'm about to
that.
get bombarded by the hellos. But yeah, I think I might take you up on going down there and talking about the canceling thing. I don't think I can make it with the. I don't think I can make it with the whole shebang with the schooling bit, where being like a proper doctor, but being able to talk to people about simple stuff, I think I could do okay.
Yeah, I mean, being a counselor is not something you go to school for. Think about it. You don't have to give me an answer today, but you could think about it.
I
Come
think
down, meet some of the folks, and see if you'd like working there.
I think I will. That'd be nice.
Yeah, you can come talk to Sylvia or Patrick. Those are two of my attendings for psych. I think it'd be nice. Come meet them.
Sure. I mean, at least I'd be able to get some feedback on what I can do to help people out a little bit.
100%.
By the way, have you met my niece? Her name's Brandy.
Brandy, what?
Lee.
I have met her.
I feel like she would do well to talk to somebody like you. I've been trying my best.
I have met Brandy. She's come by the hospital a lot.
That's good. I've been trying my best to help her through some of the situations here, but I'm also trying not to interfere.
Right, I try not to pry too much.
Well,
It's a delicate line, because I feel the same way when I'm treating people. Is I don't want to poke too much, but then sometimes I gotta poke a little bit to get it.
Exactly. Well, I don't want to tell nobody what to do. I think that's where I'm at. I just want to give recommendations and then talk about, like, let people come to their own conclusion type of thing, and let them do what they gotta do, but offering up what I can about what I do know. I think that's where I stand by on this. I just don't want to be. I don't want to feel like I'm forcing anybody to do anything.
That's kind of how we run our department, honestly. Because I get a lot of people that are going to call me and say, "Oh, I really, really want this person to get therapy because they're crazy or they're this and that." I'm like, do they want to come see me? Because I'm not forcing anything on somebody who doesn't want to come see me. They have to come see me themselves.
I learned that the hard way. You can't help anybody that don't want to be.
Exactly. That's why, like, I will never force anything on people unless they want to come see us and talk to us. It's kind of how we operate.
Yeah, I think that's best. I think that's the best way to do that whenever it comes to people's heads, anyway. I don't know what it is about humans in general, but we got some fucked up brains. Do some weird shit to us. At the same time, though, it's kind of crazy just to. There's the same kind of people that can go in and design all these crazy technologies, make this beautiful art, these insane, stories and tales that could be real, could be completely out of the realm of possibility by every stretch. But at the same time, we got these things that you know, something goes on or somebody says something or does something long enough in their life and it just changes the way that they think completely for the rest. You know, people don't realize it, but like, you ever heard about them stories with the Crusaders and how whenever they'd come home and all that, they'd be like afraid of stuff that like the clanging of metal and stuff. And people don't think about that at all. Like, you know, people think about all this. It's just like, you know, people are always going to be these titans and paragons of just not falling apart. But the truth is, it don't matter how physically or, you know, experienced or anything like that. It's everybody's probably going to need some help with something. It's just the truth of it.
100%.
No
A lot of
man is
people
not.
look at me and they think I'm some big, powerful, mighty queen at the top, but I'm a person like everybody else. I've got my issues.
Yeah, you're still fallible. You're still a person. Be human.
I work hard, but I am still human.
Exactly. And I think that's the best thing about it. It's a good thing to be human. I'd rather be a human with all the horrible bullshit that comes with it than anything else, you know?
That's true. Same. Oh, well, I appreciate the talk. I should get back to the hospital because they probably need me.
That's fair.
Fucking around all day doing shit for hours. I should probably get back and see if they need my help.
That's fair. I ain't got shit I gotta do, so I was probably gonna roll up to the Clucking Bells and see if any of my associates have managed to get around or what's going on.
Thank you for watching. This has been Orkimbo Dave. Come in, check out the streams at the Twitch down in the description below. Should be more videos coming in soon. Come join us on the Discord if you want to chit chat with me. And that's all for today. Thank you again for watching, and hope to see you around again.